Right. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the May online meeting of the Hong Kong Study Circle and Hong Kong Philatelic Society. We have some very nice items I wish to show, and we have just actually completed our Hong Kong Stampex exhibition in May. Which is a very spectacular show because we have had help from the mainland with frames. We got some brand new A-frames from the mainland, and we wish to thank them for their help for lending us those frames. And then, of course, a lot of the mainland exhibitors are interested. They came down, from, I think the furthest one is from Mongolia. He came down and to show his exhibit, and there were some from Shanghai area and from Macau, and just from across the border, and of course some of our local exhibitors as well. So the show was good. I mean, and of course the study circle has a meeting on the last day. So here we are. I mean, there's the. I'm going to talk about some of these things on the. So let me just show you. Let's have a slideshow. Right. Okay. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah. All of it. Right. Okay. How about that?
Actually, it's a bit cut off on the right side of the image.
On the side. Okay, right. Let me just escape. Maybe. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let me see.
That's good.
That's good. Right. Okay. Okay. So this is the Hong Kong Stampex show, and you can see that the venue is the Sheungwan Civic Center. We've been using that center, the sixth floor exhibition hall, which actually accommodates maximum of about 150 to 200 frames. But you can see this, I'm sure that Inga will be very familiar with these A-frames, and self-standing with a perspex, and it's very easy. And to put up exhibit, you can see Professor Shaw here putting up his own exhibit. And the thing is, you don't need several people to hold it for you because they have a little things like your bonnet, your hood of your car. You get a little stick that holds up the frame, so you can actually hold it up, and then you can display your material there. So the exhibition was composed of two parts: the non-competitive parts, where some of us displayed our material, and the competitive side of it. And I think it's about 1/3 non-competitive and 2/3 competitive exhibits. And the exhibits actually came from local. Some of our new local exhibitors. We're so glad to see they have their new exhibits. And the exhibitors from the mainland, as well as Macau and Mongolia as well. So it's a pretty good show. I mean, we all enjoyed it. Let's see, yeah, and right. So there you are. So well, I mean, it looks that the exhibition it seems very popular, especially amongst the local exhibitors, and I think they would really want us to have it again next year, which is for sure. I think we will do it because as Macau 2026, the World Stamp Exhibition is coming, and we need to have an exhibition. To a local exhibition, so like a national standard to qualify exhibits, just for the the FIP show. So this is like a selection process in many countries. They will have this kind of thing. So right, okay, let me see. Okay, we come on to the next slide. We can use this one. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So you see the opening ceremony. You can see myself there, and in the middle here is the Mr. Malcolm Hammersley. He's our current chairman, and another vice chairman is Daniel Sito, standing on the left. We have a guest judge and the members from the Hong Kong Post supporting our show. Right. So, okay, and then, well, the highlight of the show seems to be this display by Charles Chen. It's actually, I mean, Neil probably know this very well because this actually came from his auction. About two pairs. One is actually a reconstructed pair of Hong Kong and 96 cent olive vista with an S1 cancellation. It's actually two stamps, but they happen to belong to a pair, but they were the rejoined pair. And this is another pair with a wing margin. And then he actually mentioned here that there are actually three pairs. No, one is a rejoin, so actually maybe two complete pairs and one rejoined pair. So this is well, I mean, there are other very interesting materials in the show, but this little exhibit here on one frame, on a frame, seems to have stolen the limelight.
Just to butt in, the other pair is also rejoined.
Oh, is it? Yes, yes. Right. Okay, so you mean this one is also rejoined?
No, there is another pair. That's probably the pair we just sold. There was another pair.
Yes, this is the one that you sold. Yeah, right.
Yeah, just that is a pair. Then the third pair is also rejoined.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Right. Well, we constructed. Okay. So, well, I mean, not only adults come to the stamp exhibitions, we have kids too. So you can see many school children actually attended the shows, and you can see. I mean, these, of course, we welcomed them very much, and we gave them free gifts and to encourage them to collect stamps, of course, and they seem to be very enthusiastic. Of course, some of them they made some souvenir covers, and we have got some cancels. Yeah, it was quite popular amongst the children, and we do need school children for these shows. Otherwise, in 20 years' time, there probably won't be any more stamp exhibitions when we all perish. So here's the award. We actually have a pre-printed award ticket. A bit like the Uruguay. If you've seen the Uruguay thing, they have a thing that we just basically just tick, instead of putting up rosettes and different gold and silver things on the frame. We just print pre-printed one of these things and then just tick the medal levels and post it on the frame. So you can see the certificates and the palmares and the medal. And well, we have the so-called the Grand Prix. I mean, the best of the show, which is the Dalmada Cup, donated by our previous president of the Hong Kong Philatelic Society, Christopher Dalmada. And originally it was just a cup, but then of course it got another stand, and now it's got two stands. And this year it was awarded to Mr. Lee Hong. He lives in Hong Kong, and he showed his Poway postal stationery, which is a very nice exhibit, and I hope that you see it in future, in international exhibition. So yeah. Right, there we are. And then, of course, we have our dealers to thank for. I mean, we've got some stamp dealers from Spink, Mr. Lee there, and here's the Jacob. I don't know whether Jacob from the Richmond Stamps and Auctions, and we thank them by presenting them with a certificate and inviting them to the dinner, at the Palmares dinner. Okay, so here we are. And the last day we have the Hong Kong Study Circle meeting, and so you can actually see that the members actually attended the meeting. We have Simon Choi, you probably know before, he often attends the meeting, our Zoom meeting, and there's John Tang there, there's Chu Wing Yu, okay, and there's Charles Chan, you probably know, and Professor Shaw, you know, and B.M. Wong and myself, okay, holding up the newly printed Study Circle journal. And these are some of these things that the members actually showed at the meeting. I showed this one, which is the fake small crown circle. Actually, I mean, Philippe would have probably known about this one. We talked about it before. And actually, I've seen pictures of it. And it's always described as the so-called the extra small crown circle. But I don't know whether actually the term actually came from photocopies or something in the past, and back in those days where Patrick Pearson was around, and it was and they only had black and white photocopies and didn't quite get the measurements right. But you know, until I acquired this cover from an auction in a mixed lot, and then it's actually pretty good. I mean, the size of it is almost the same. I mean, I would say within a millimeter to two to the genuine small crown circle paid mark, which is here. And the only problem with it is the color, is the ink, the red ink. It's completely wrong. I mean, it's much darker than the like orangey red shade of the painted the small crown circle at the time. But it's a nice reference piece. Didn't cost me very much, because it was among the mixed lot. And the interesting is there's no Hong Kong date stamp on the back. So this probably the cover actually, which the fake c.d.s was on, is actually genuine. But it's probably a consignee cover. Carried with goods and probably opium, and then there were a bunch of these covers, and then people just the forgers got hold of a few and then put the fakes paid hand stamp on. I've done the survey. There are probably around 5 or 6 of these. So actually, it's much rarer than the genuine, if you think that way. Okay. Anyhow, so
what's the date of that, Andrew?
In 1851. So 1850. So actually, that is because the rate here you probably can't see. It's actually 3 shilling. So it's the right rate because only in 1856 they changed to 4 penny. You see, to reduce the rate to 4 penny. So that the 3 shilling is a triple rate. But obviously the 3 is fake as well, obviously. But they actually did the right calculation of the rates. So it's I'm not sure whether the arrival could be is a Bombay, a rather blurred Bombay hand stamp. I mean, that could be fake too, but you can just see the year being 1851. So it could be genuine. I don't know. Maybe you need some Indian expert to check it out whether that's genuine or not. Okay, the other item actually, I think is B.M. Wong's item, and he showed a 4-cent red postal stationery card with a Kowloon KB c.d.s and a Victoria Hong Kong. Now what he's trying to show here is he's trying to correlate the different index letters with the time of posting, because the small KB c.d.s you can find you can have combinations of index letters from A to F. So, we all assume that that's probably a time index rather than representing time, rather than a counter position or because I mean the Kowloon post office was very small, so you just cannot. I cannot imagine there would be more than two or three counters. So the thing is, if you look at this one, it's a February the 23rd with index F. And then because Kowloon at that time actually didn't cancel the mail, the stamps, so they left it to Hong Kong, the GPO, especially for outgoing mail, obviously. So this is outgoing. So they just put their date stamp there and then send it with the well, this is of course indicia uncancelled, and then the GPO will processed it, and then you can see the 7 a.m. on the next day. So well, we assume that the index F. I've never seen EFG, no G. So F was the last, so it must be the last mail of the day with the index F, and then going to the Hong Kong with the next day. Anyway, okay. So what he's going to show? Let me see. So that's another interesting item. Now, this actually is the well, infamous fake small KB c.d.s, which actually fooled a lot of people because it's really well done. I mean, the inking, the size, and then even the lettering is very, very good. And they all, I think we found some, I think 5 or 6 cards, 1 cent card, 3 cent card, 1 cent on 3 cent cards, and all actually addressed to Mr. Michael Smith of the Imperial Chinese Customs in Kowloon. Okay, so you can see this is actually a not so good, not so good condition with some corners missing. But it's interesting that if you blow it up, and this is for comparison, this is the genuine small KB, and this is the fake KB. You can see the inking is pretty good. I mean, you know, the black color, it just looks like you know, proper from a proper ink pad. And then I think there's only a few telltale signs is that. Well, this is 02, you can't tell because by 03 there was this small KB's c.d.s has already sustained a damage here and then there, which was actually the top here was actually filled up later on with dirt or ink, so you can't see. But this little nick here, it's almost it's a feature of the small KB, but only from the early part of the 1903. So so this one, of course, you can't tell because it's very early date, January 1902. Of course, it's not damaged. So, but you can see there's a little differences in the G, only very small differences in G. Only on a very clear c.d.s you can tell. But I think what we actually all the cards bear this kind of lettering, all addressed to the Chinese of the Imperial Chinese Customs in Kowloon. So this is and the dates actually get earlier and earlier. I think the earliest one was January I can't remember the 2nd or something, 2nd of January 02, which or somebody heralded to be the earliest recorded example of the small KB, but obviously it's a fake. And then it can be found with the index C reverse. Can be found the index A is all sorts of combination, but it's rather dangerous forgery.
No, but Andrew, what makes you say that it is a fake?
The c.d.s is
what's the evidence?
Yeah. Okay. If you look up the records, there are 2 KB c.d.s. And one actually is slightly bigger than this one. This is the earlier, and that one, the second one, actually did not appear until about 1910, when this one got so seriously damaged that it was abandoned. So only in the first around 10 years or something. So only one c.d.s was used, and this is, and then it actually sustained the damage in this position. So yes, I know it's very tempting to say that, oh, you know, there's another c.d.s, but you see, the thing is, the small KP is actually in the post office proof book. You can actually see the 2 c.d.s on the proof book. There isn't a third one. So this one actually is different. I mean, I haven't got Simon Choi's skill of actually overlaying the two together, but then you can see just, you know, just by the naked eye, you can see actually the G is slightly different, and the positions of the lettering and the you know, there's small differences. But anyway, the thing is, it's all from this correspondence, which is, I think Simon Choi actually is going to do a special article, you know, on this forgery in near future. I don't know how far it's done with the research, but we shall see. You know what he's a very meticulous researcher, so he probably found something very revealing. Okay, well, let's move on to the next one. You can see this is obvious genuine. You can see the bite here. Now, the question is the Rhenish mission, Hong Kong. Okay, the Hong Kong actually maybe doesn't mean the Hong Kong island, because I mean, the thing is, you can see this letter actually sending from the March 11th and arriving on the 12th, the next day. But we suspect that the Rhenish mission is actually in Kowloon rather than the Hong Kong island, because this is obviously, it looks like an arrival cancellation, and this is actually the dispatch. So I don't know whether you know whether that is true or not, but that's another item BM actually showed us. Right. Okay. So, okay, this one this does not come from the exhibition meeting. This is just one of these things that you found on a certain internet auction. AEROGRAMME. Now, a very, very pricey item. I mean, if you're still interested, it's still the unsold. It's a 1955 George VI AEROGRAMME, 40 cents pre-printed AEROGRAMME, and it is said that this is like a provisional hand stamp, because there was after the UPU Congress ruled that the AEROGRAMME letters, the word AEROGRAMME should appear on airletter. Whereas the British airletter only had the airletter and no French equivalent on printed on them. So it is said that this was a temporary measure by the Hong Kong Post Office just to put the AEROGRAMME there, and it is said it believed to be the only recorded example ex-proud. Well, I don't know. I mean, actually, I haven't actually picked up a copy of the Proud to check it out. But you know, that's what the seller says. I mean, but do you think that this is convincing? This explanation, the reasoning is convincing, or it just looks like somebody actually just, you know, like from a letter set. You know, they just put the AEROGRAMME there, and just for fun.
Yeah, you know, I've seen that on eBay, not that particular one, but a different franking and a different date, also early 50s.
Yeah.
And it was an eBay seller who wanted like $3,000 for it.
Yeah.
Saying how rare it was and all that stuff that you described.
I think it's the same seller.
Yeah, I think it's the same seller. Now, I have come across one air letter with that.
Yeah.
And also one airmail item that has the AEROGRAMME printed on it, but it's not an AEROGRAMME. So I've seen that marking. I have to look it up. I don't have it handy.
Yeah.
But I think that eBay seller who wants like thousands of dollars for this thing is, I think it's questionable.
Yeah, yeah. But it says it's only recorded by Proud. I mean, so well actually, well the late Mr. Proud actually he asked help from the when he compiled the it is 1841 to 1997 book. He actually asked the help of our several philatelic societies in Hong Kong to supply him with new information, updates of date stamps, etc. So I mean, it could have been something that people just slipped to him, and then he recorded as a post office an official issue. But if it were an official marking, there should have been a lot more than just one.
Yeah, and the whole thing with Proud, I mean, they're saying that marking is listed in Proud. I've looked for that. I can't find it in Proud.
You can't find it, yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So Philippe said something about the Rhenish mission. Yes, okay. What do you say?
Yeah, I have checked with ChatGPT, and that's the answer. They don't give a specific address for the Rhenish mission, but they say that they were established in Kowloon and in Tsim Sha Tsui.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. So that's explained the previous card. Yeah. Okay. Right. Because we have we have a Rhenish church on top of the in Sai Ying Pun, you see, so quite close to the University of Hong Kong nowadays.
Yes.
So, but that actually does not look that old. I mean, it was there when I was a kid. I live around the area, but you know, really don't know. It was a long time ago. Maybe they moved to Hong Kong some other time. Right. Okay. So okay. This is also from a certain internet sale. Wing margins. Collectors are Hong Kong collectors are some Hong Kong collectors are particularly fond of collecting the left and right wing margins of the stamp, and I'm sure you know that why there was a wing margin is the perforating machines that did not actually perforate between the two panes. So there was just one perf between the gutter. So that's why you have a right and left wing margins. So this was it's incomplete, of course, because I mean you're missing the 96-cent Olympista wing margin, which you saw already, and then of course the 18 cents CC, there must be the CC watermark there as well. But you see, okay, amongst all the stamps, you know, I think I'm more interested in this 4 cent. I don't know whether that's been recorded by Richard Gurvich, that there was actually is a crack in the printing plate at the top left corner. You know, just right here, you can see this is actually the stamp here. So it just looks like that the printing plate was breaking up, and maybe it was later repaired, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't have time to check Richard's book whether he recorded something. He probably did. I don't know. So it actually sold for a tremendous amount of money. So the whole set. Anyway, okay, I'll move on. This one. This is actually a follow up of last time of these funny stamps from the lantern, Chinese lantern, printed by Carter, and these were one collector actually posted on Facebook, and then you can actually see it came from a strip like this, but you can see the values are not with $1.40, $1.30, and $5, and somehow, well, I mean, obviously this is not the issued stamps, because they weren't printed like this. They must be complete sheets of $1.40. So this must be some kind of trial or design or trial printing or something like that. And there must be a complete sheet of it, and it got cut up. You can see that it got cut up, and I suspect that this is not actually misperforated. I mean, it was actually designed to 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 annul the stamps, to prevent them to be used when they were found or something. So these are kind of liberated from the printer's waste bin. So there you go. So finally, this is the answer to our query.
We have a lot of printers waste coming into the market in Canada.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All been sold. Really? Oh wow. Anyway, okay. Now this is the interesting Jubilee first day cover. Actually, it's actually used. Was actually sent on the 22nd of January 1891, which is actually the first day of issue, official first day of issue. I know that there are a few stamps with January 21st, but whether that is a postmark error or because there's no cover with the January 21st. But this is actually the day when the stamps were sold at the post office. Remember this Hetchler correspondence? It's quite of the Halifax angle. You know this Hetchler correspondence?
Yeah, Henry Hechler was a very active stamp collector.
Ah, all right, okay, right. So there are lots.
He was a merchant. He was a merchant, and he had correspondence from all over the world. Right.
So there's he must have had his archive sold or something with all the different covers. Because there's some covers from Amoy and also addressed to him. So this is it is obviously one of those things that he got. And the interesting aspect of this one is the register. It's a registered cover. But if you count the number of stamps, I mean, this actually paid. The rate at that time was 7 cents per half ounce. So this is actually overpaid single rate cover. But obviously, being registered, you need some extra stamps. But you can actually see part of a killer mark here, and then also part of killer mark there. So it has been certified by the Royal, and it's actually mentioned about 2 stamps missing on the cover. I don't know whether because there are two postmarks, but why not 3 stamps? It's possible there could be a strip of 3 Jubilees stamps here, which when you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 14 cents, which actually explain because the registration rate actually was not actually there was a rate reduction from the 10 cents to 7 cents. Published in the Government Gazette in December, so it was supposed to be a British Commonwealth weight only to say UK and other countries, but it was actually wrongly applied to every other country. But of course, Canada is a Commonwealth country, is exceptional. But you could also actually find a 7 cent rate going to other countries within the first 3 months until the post office corrected it with gazetted a new rate saying that the 7 cent is only to the UK and not to and all the rest of countries will have to pay 10 cents. And but the thing is the instruction actually did not mention how the registration fee. So one might have assumed that the registration fee is actually the same as the postage. So if the postage was 7 cents, the registration fee was 7 cents. And then of course it's probably correct because you can see actually some covers with 7 cents plus 7 cents which registered. So that it could have, but it was the instruction was not clear at all until this another notice in March 1981 that actually specified the registration rate as the 7 cent plus 7 cent postage for the first half ounce to the UK. But so this could have, but I don't know whether actually Royal actually did an analysis using maybe ultraviolet light or something, which would probably reveal if there was another stamp in this gap between the two. but they could have done. That's why they said that there's only 2 stamps missing. So, well, the 2 stamps, okay, well, one can never prove what they are. I mean, you know, if the registration fee was 7 cents, so it must have been a 5 cent plus a 2 cent. The 2 cent could have been a Jubilee, or could have been just a simple 2 cent stamp. Or the sender, if the sender actually applied the stamps himself, he might not have known that the registration fee, well, I mean, a few days ago it was 10 cents, and now reduced to 7 cents. So he could have stuck a pair of 5 cents on. But anyway, there's no proof. I mean, the royalty said 5 cents here. So there's no proof. I mean, you can't unless you actually found the 2 stamps, maybe a pair of 5 or 5 or 2 actually that fit into this space. But this cover actually came up in an auction. Actually, I'll put down the Kelleher fairly recently, and it was sold for 60,000 Hong Kong dollars. Yeah, so it's about rough the same. You know, the first day covers, it's not that many. So according to the China Philatelic Association survey of the 2 cent Jubilee covers, there are only 8 registered covers amongst the 47 recorded Jubilee covers, and only 2 registered covers sent abroad, and one of them from the same correspondence. Heckler had another one with, if I remember correctly, has a 7 cent stamp here. An extra 7 on 10 cent stamp paying the registration fee here. So anyhow, so this is a new find. It's not actually on the list of the China Philatelic Association. So congratulations to the new owner. I hope that he'll eventually find the 2 stamps missing. So to make it complete. All right, so we move on to the other Jubilee again with a broken 9. You can see the broken 9. I don't know. This just could be one of these sort of incidental. You can see you can play. I can't remember which position it is, but you can see there's a broken end and a little nick of the J, which confirms the position. But this is not the regular feature, so it just could be. Well, I hope it's not a fake or somebody removed the ink, but it certainly is part of the 9 missing from the stamp. Right. So when I come to the next one. This is maybe Professor Shaw is not here, but I don't know. Double perforation seems quite interesting, that you have additional perforation beside the one that actually from the comb perf. So this extra line, but I don't know whether you can actually prove that is genuine or not. Maybe by comparing how the holes were cut or something, using a microscope or something. But this is... The question that comes to mind is, why just 1 row? Yeah.
Absolutely.
If it would be multiple rows, it could be, explainable. But when it's just a single row, how could that happen in the process?
Yeah. So if a double perforation, you would have 1 here and 1 here as well. So instead of just 1 line, which is a bit strange. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that, it's actually badly lined. I mean, you can see that it's not on the same line. You see, it's the same alignment, you see. So one wonders whether that is actually fake, punched perforation, which was added later on. Yeah. Right. So
that would be a candidate for a VSC machine, which can measure the diameters of the perfs side by side and do a lot of technical looking to figure out, whether that's genuine or fake.
Yeah, indeed. Right. This is actually a spectacular item that came up on the internet by a well-known seller. Actually, the seller is actually a very, very honest man. But when that appeared, actually somebody actually informed him that that is a fake mark, and then he changed the description, and to see that this is actually a local penny letter to Guildford. So, but somehow the forger actually changed it with Macau, June 1841, and applied the fake Post Office Hong Kong 1841 in black, the cashier in black on the front. So I think it was somebody informed him, and he quickly changed the description and described it as a fake hand stamp. It sold, but obviously not at the price that with a genuine postmark like this. But apparently this is the only well, if it's genuine, it's the only known Hong Kong Post Office Hong Kong 1841 in black, and the second one, because the only one in extent is with the Hong Kong Post archive now.
Well, seeing it's gone from London to Guildford, I don't quite see how it's got to Macau and Hong Kong.
Exactly. So it's a rather foolish error, this one, that the forger made. But having that written on the back is absolutely no use. Okay, and finally, I want to show you something interesting. It's also on the internet. Is a wooden box. Okay, it's like a fun item. I don't know, and it has a brick with a. I don't think this is a real coin. It just looks like a metal thing, a seal, a metal token with a Bohemia in 1997 embedded in a piece of rock. So I said, a brick. I don't know what's the significance of that brick is, but anyhow, I mean, it's got the history of Hong Kong written inside. From 1841 to 1997, and there's an expiry date of 1st of July 1997 in English and Chinese. I don't know what, this is just one of these cute little things that you find a curiosity that you find on the internet. Anyway, so that's all I have got to say. Today, I think Sarah's got something that she'd like to show us.
I'll be quick because I'm falling asleep.
All right, I'm sorry. Yes,
it's almost midnight here.
All right, okay, right, okay. Let me just let me see.
Okay, has it come up?
No, not yet.
Right. Has it come up yet? Yes.
It's on its way.
It's on its way.
Oh. How long is it going to take? Has it got there yet?
There it is.
Okay. This lovely little 6-cent yellow orange, which I've had for a while as an inverted watermark.
Mm-hmm.
And hang on, I've lost the next one. Hold on.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I'm looking for the next screen, which is oh well, it's a beautiful little thing, and hold on, if I can, my screen. I'll shut you down and reduce that down. No, the next screen doesn't want to appear. Here we go.
Maybe try shutting it down and reopening it.
Okay. Now, PowerPoint, okay. I've shut down the whole thing. Anyway, it was a beautiful little 6 cents, and I inspected it very carefully. Are you still there?
Yeah.
No, I've lost you all.
I remember what it looked like.
We're still here.
We're here.
Yeah, okay. It was I bought it as an inverted watermark, and I looked at it so carefully, and I decided it was a reversed as well as inverted watermark.
Yeah.
And so I sent it off to be expertized, and it came back saying, he said that this was a normal stamp that had been altered by addition of forged inverted watermark.
Huh?
The paper has been thinned down, rebacked, and regummed.
Really?
Isn't that hilarious?
Oh.
I thought that was really funny that somebody would go to so much trouble.
Who did you send it to?
It was expertized in Sydney by Christoph Seramuga.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, really? But it's it's a very ordinary stamp. I mean, it's nothing.
Yes, and it's been thinned down, rebacked, and regummed.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
can you imagine the amount of work that went into that?
Yeah. But it looks so good.
And then it was sold as a inverted watermark. It wasn't even sold as a reverse.
Can we look at the stamp again, if you could find it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I saw it briefly. I mean, it looks like a
gotta be quick
stamp.
with me when I'm half asleep.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was very amusing that somebody would
Would
go
you like to write
trouble.
about it in the next journal?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, just write a small piece about it, because I mean, it's very interesting.
I've looked at any other inverted watermarks that I've got with suspicion ever since then, to see if somebody's thinned them down, rebacked them, and regummed them.
Yeah. No, I've seen Victorian stamps, but Victorian stamps are much more expensive. Obviously.
Yes, I mean, this is a 1912 6-cent yellow orange. I mean,
it's not worth
the amount of work that went into thinning
That's
it.
Right. The same. I mean, could have done it with a Victorian, with a Bista or something like that.
Yeah, why would you bother? Anyway, I thought it was very amusing. All right, good night. It's midnight here. It's my bedtime.
Okay. Well, anyway, rest well, and
good night.
Think about it. Write an article or something. Okay. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah. Good. Right. Okay. So not many of us are left.
Is that 6 cent George V listed with an inverted watermark?
Not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't ring a bell to me. I know the 2 cent and the $1 and I think maybe the 10 cent, but I've never heard of the 6 cent. I might be wrong. I have to look up Yang or Gibbons.
Yeah, it's a bit silly to use a relatively unknown stamp but it's a lot of work. I mean, you have to separate the paper. You maybe soaked it, and you obviously you damage the gum in the process, and probably the surface of the stamp, and then turn it upside down. It's not easy. I mean, it involves a lot of work.
No, you thin
some people have too much time on their hands.
No, you thin 2 stamps down.
So
you take the back off one and the front off the other, and then stick them back together.
Oh, right. But you certainly you would have lost the gum. You have to regum it afterwards.
Oh yes, need to regum it.
Yeah, regum it. Wow. Is it worth it for George V stamp? It's maybe just anyhow. Right. Okay. Anybody got anything to show? Apologies from Richard Whittington. Yeah. He couldn't come, and also Duncan Susan. Right. Okay. Neil, you got any news?
I can report. I just, since I'm back from my vacation, I had a quick meeting with Joe Trousey, our Hong Kong Study Circle Journal editor. And he's very pleased with the submissions he's getting, but he, of course, as every editor always wants, he'd like to have more.
Yes.
He's got the July journal well set up. He could use a few more small articles.
Really? Okay.
Getting long articles is wonderful, and I know you, Andrew, have submitted some, and Richard, and so on.
Yeah.
But he also wants lots of small little snippets, little, updates and whatever.
Yeah.
So if anybody has little, some show and tell kind of cover or something, send it to Joe. He'll be happy.
Yeah. He also got to leave some space for the entries. Of course, I sent you one. Okay, I sent you one.
Right. Yes, I sent that to him, and he's now aware of our contests.
Yeah.
The Web Cup and the Wild Cup.
Yeah.
People get that mixed up. They get the Web Cup and the Wild Cup mixed up. But anyways, I'm trying to straighten Joe out.
Yeah. So think whether there's some. I'm sure that there are plenty of. I mean, even the AEROGRAMME thing is nobody actually spoke about, but obviously that it is a bit iffy. Not too sure.
I'll put mine in, but I don't think it's really a genuine rarity. But
yeah, no, I mean you need more competition. I mean, it's just it's so sad to win that you're only the competitor get a game. So, even if you won it, I mean, you say, "Oh, I'm the only competitor." So it's not fun. Anyway, so let's try to think, deep in our closet and see whether there are any interesting things that you could find. Yeah. So, Philippe, you got anything new?
No, sorry, I don't have anything. From time to time, I see some new markings that I send to Frank and to also the editor, but nothing striking.
Your name was mentioned in last journal about that custom marking.
Yeah, I send a few markings from time to time.
But, there's a custom round one, and now the straight line, two different straight line ones. So it seems
exactly, and some on high value that were not recorded before.
Yeah. And Sarah wrote something about it as well.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Well, you see, these are the type of things that we want, little discussions and in our journal, rather than a lengthy article, which, I mean, we could, which could. No, if you're not interested, you probably won't bother to read it, in the subject. So there you go. Yeah. Anyway, the Hong Kong Philatelic Society Journal has been published, the latest one at Journal 29, and you can actually read it online, or you get your physical copy. I don't know whether actually HKPS still charge you the postage or not. I'm not sure. But maybe as a contributor, they send it to you free by either email or something. But you could certainly read it online, and there are some interesting articles being written by various members. Neil, any news from UK?
Not really.
Sales?
No, I'm stuck deep into Tibet at the moment, so it's not really very helpful.
Any new material? Any new collections coming into the new Hong Kong collections coming into the market?
Nothing. No, nothing coming our way yet. Nothing of any substance.
Well, it seems that we have looking into the members list. We have loads of members at the Hong Kong collectors, and some of the names have been around for, God knows, 20 years, 30 years, so they must be well into the 80s, late 80s, there aren't any new addition to the membership.
That is the global problem.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So. Summer's coming. There's not much activities. Everybody's planning their summer holidays, but we have in Asia. We have following Birmingham. We have two big shows. One is in Thailand, and the other one is the World Stamp Exhibition in Korea. Is Dr. Prakob is there? Would Dr. Prakob like to say a few words about your exhibition in Thailand and in the Philippine Korea? Sir?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for letting me joining this discussion. As Dr. Andrew mentioned, in August, we will have a FIAP show in Bangkok from August 8 to 12. And then in September, we will have a FIP show in Korea, in Seoul, the World Stamp Championship from September 17 to 21. So I'm looking forward to if any of you has time to come to either Bangkok or Seoul, that would be great to see you all again. So hopefully, even though you are not participating in person, I think Canada also sent some exhibits, and I think Sam is coming. Sam and probably Ed Croft, Ingo coming too.
I'm considering, but not sure. And I think David McLaughlin is the commissioner. He's coming.
Yes, you're right. David McLaughlin is a commissioner.
Yes.
Yes. But next year there will be a more FIP show, 4 of them.
Yeah.
3 in Asia, starting with Dubai in February, followed by Boston in May, and then end of June in Macau, and then last one at the end of the year, November, in Taipei.
Yeah.
And Boston now, as most of you may have known, Boston is now a World Championship, the general world with the Grand Prix d'Honneur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's all. Thank you, Dr. Andrew.
Almost 20 years. Last time I was in there. Yeah, very nice city. Anyway, good. Yeah, it looks that, well, we can end fairly early today if there's nothing from any of you. Oh, by the way, Hong Kong Philatelic Society's AGM is tomorrow. So we're going to have, but it's not going to be any elections because we changed that every other year we have an election. So the same old committee will stand for another year until the following year, until 2027. So, and then of course there will be annual dinner as well as an auction. So we have some donations, very generous donations from members, various bits and bobs and useful accessories, philatelic accessories, as well as boxes of stamps and mixed lots and things for charity. Anyway. So if you're listening, yeah, please do join us tomorrow. I mean local members, obviously. So anyway, I think yeah, for me, I think it's an early night for me, and good to see you all, and we'll see each other again next month. Okay, so have a nice morning, afternoon, and evening, and thank you all for joining. Okay.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Prakob.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you
Good
for
night.
sponsoring
Bye-bye.
our Zoom meeting. Thank you. Bye-bye.